Linda Simmons. I'm a senior fire plans examiner with North Collier Fire District. I've been with North Collier for close to 9 years now, although I've worked for the fire districts in Collier County for 23 years. I'm originally from Greenwich, Connecticut. Went all the way through high school in Greenwich, and I came to Naples in the late 70s after my parents moved here in 1975, opened a restaurant. I used to come here to visit, and I would say to them, how do you people live here? There is nothing to do, and it is so hot. But however, a few years later, I made the move and I moved to Naples, and I have never regretted it. So in the mid to late 90s, I found myself, I was a single mom, and I got a job at the clerk's office. And I realized at that point, when I saw the women there had 2 and 3 jobs, that I can't do this and give my children a good life. So I did go back to school. I was getting my associate's degree in paralegal studies when an attorney approached me to give me a job, more money, promised to teach me all kinds of things. So I took it. And lo and behold, it was not a good fit. I worked so hard. I went in there early, stayed late, worked through lunches. So the Friday before Thanksgiving, I was there 6 weeks. The Friday before Thanksgiving, he sends his secretary in to fire me and said, because I didn't type fast enough. So I was devastated. It's like, I got to take care of these kids. And after I got done crying that Monday morning, I was so happy I didn't have to go in that office because it was horrible. My brother gave me a job at his restaurant in the meantime. So I started looking for a job, and I was offered a job at a property manager's office. However, there was a job at the fire code office that I really wanted. I interviewed for it. I wasn't going to hear about it until Friday, and I already, like I said, I already had this job in hand, but I told them, I said, you know what, I need to see what happens with this job. So, lo and behold, they hired me from approximately 30 candidates. And the reason why I got that job was because they gave me a test to write a letter, put together a letter. If there's one thing I learned at that attorney's office was how to put together a letter. And they were blown away by it, thankfully, and they hired me. So, and I became an administrative assistant. Fast forward 15 years, I was an executive administrative assistant. The fire code office is now closing. I found myself, I was going to be unemployed again. North Collier was starting their own plan review, and I also had gotten my fire inspector certificate in 2004. So now this is 2014, I'm losing my job, North Collier's hiring. I interviewed, and I knew all the players there. I knew the chief, I knew the fire marshal. Well, they hired me. And I must say, this has been the best job I've ever had, and I feel so fortunate. It's part luck, part hard work that I got to where I'm at. As a senior fire plans examiner for North Collier Fire District, we are tasked with reviewing construction plans for life safety. And what that does is it enables the community to go into buildings with a sense of being safe. And it's not only the community, it's the firefighters. We look at those buildings and make them safer for even the firefighters. We hopefully stop the fires before they start. We work with engineers, we work with architects, we work with the inspectors, we work with the community. We have hundreds of codes and standards that we apply to these plans. We look for things like travel distance, which way the door swings, whether it's required to be sprinklered, whether it's required to have a fire alarm. There's just hundreds of things that we look at to make these buildings safe. As a plan reviewer, we also look at site development plan. That is the infrastructure that goes in even before the building goes up. For example, the water supply, the fire access roads for the fire trucks, that they can get around the building so that when the firefighters get there, they can get in, they can get out. Fire hydrant placement. For fire sprinkler buildings, we look at FDCs, which are fire department connections, control valves, that they are situated in such a way that the firefighters can access them for the sprinklered buildings. From there, the building plans come in, and then we look at, again, the life safety of the building. If it was determined that it needed to be fire sprinklered, we follow through with looking at fire sprinkler plans. We look at fire alarm plans. We look at hoods, hood suppression, generators, condo remodels, anything 3-family and up. There's almost no end to it, but it makes the job very interesting. Every plan I open is like a new project, which keeps things fresh and new and interesting. Some of the projects that we have been involved with are Sienna Lakes, the Ritz-Carlton, a major renovation over there, and Naples 1 is a new project coming out of the ground, and Perry Hotel is also a new project, huge hotel coming out of the ground. So to summarize, North Collier, our team, the inspectors, are involved in some very large, complicated projects. I really love my job here at North Collier as a plans examiner. It is extremely rewarding when I can look at a building that I was part of, my team was part of, and we know that we have made that building safe for the community, for the people that are going to live there or work there, and for our firefighters who may someday go there and fight a fire that hopefully doesn't start. So I look forward to many more years here with North Collier.